They chanted his nickname long before he ever stepped onto the mat up in the North Country.
Luca, 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 starting in the first match.
No lightweight, Ron Pelligra's match was much later. That didn't matter to the student body.
He was an icon, and the students loved him.
And more than 40 years after becoming the first national champion in any sport at St. Lawrence, Ron remains a revered figure in Canton. After Ron's death of a heart attack in 2013 at the age of 58, his football teammates, friends, and SLU athletic staff installed Luca's Rock in the stadium entrance. Every player touches the rock on their way to the field. Not that he was ever forgotten here at home. A two-sport Hall of Famer in college, Pelligra's also in the Christian Brothers Academy Hall of Fame for wrestling and football.
I was coaching modified football at CBA, and I went over to watch the varsity. And I saw this Italian kid, but nobody could block, just running over people. And I made a mental note that I was going to find out who that was and speak to him about the possibility of wrestling.
A two-time All-City selection in both sports, offense and defense on the gridiron, Pelligra won 80 of 88 wrestling matches and was CBA's first sectional champ.
He had exceptional strength, some God-given, some from time in the weight room. But his ability to move, and as he got bigger, he was able to maintain that quickness and that agility, and he had a killer attitude.
And Ron was the first really talented athlete that I recruited. He wasn't a big heavyweight. In the end, he was 212 pounds, but he was very explosive. My problem in dealing with him, he was so energetic that I had to calm him down.
Collegiately, Ron was 93-7-1 on the mat, 38-2 as a senior, setting SLU's record for pins. In winning the 1976 NCAA Division III championship, the 5'11" Pelligra defeated MIT's 6'7", 385-pound super heavyweight. Ron later lost 5-3 to two-time Division I champ and 14-year NFLer Bob Golick, who said, "One of the toughest guys I ever wrestled was Ron Pelligra." SLU grad Isidore Dembski was impressed. Dembski was SLU's first wrestling captain of an unbeaten team. When he got to Hollywood, he became Kirk Douglas.
Ronnie won the national championships, and he gets a phone call from Kirk Douglas's agent and invited him to bring his family to the West Coast and be his guest. Ronnie called me and says, "Coach, you're coming with us." He said, "Bring your coach." I said, "No, Ron, I got you to St. Lawrence. Your St. Lawrence coach got you to national."
Pelligra was tough on the gridiron, too. The two-time Division III All-America defensive tackle led the Saints to their first playoff berth in many years.
There's no question that Luca is and will always be the face of St. Lawrence wrestling and football.
Football, we really tried to get SU involved in him, and I think his height kind of scared them off.
Ron and Debbie Pelligra had two children, and both earned scholarships. JJ to Colgate, Stephanie to Notre Dame. An SU Law School grad, Ron was a successful attorney in our town for 30 years.
And he created a legal legacy in Canton and in the North Country. It was a manslaughter trial. Ron actually got an acquittal. It was Ron's brilliant use of forensic evidence and his skills as an excellent litigator that brought a sense of justice to the North Country.
He was a generous and anonymous benefactor of both CBA and St. Lawrence.
I've never really met a person quite like Luca. Fierce competitor with a warm heart.
So many were touched by Ron Luca Pelligra, who now becomes a member of the Greater Syracuse Sports Hall of Fame, class of 2018.